Today, I want to talk about the indie writing process because I've been thinking about it a lot, and I've been thinking about how it's different from the traditional writing process, but also how there are some similarities that you might find surprising. As we get started here, I just want to lay out sort of my career trajectory, because sometimes there's a little bit of confusion whether I'm a traditional author or an indie author. I wrote and released my first 10 books indie, completely indie, all by myself. Since then, I've worked with traditional publishers. However, I've worked with traditional publishers who use an ebook first strategy, which is a very indie way of doing business. And between the two of those, I've been very successful, both in the indie world and in the ebook first trad world. There's another world out there, which is the traditional model, which is the print book first traditional publisher. And I'm starting to dabble in that as well. We'll see how that goes. But I thought it would be helpful to talk about the differences in these models, and specifically to highlight the process for publishing a story yourself. It's really fairly simple. All you do is you write the thing, which I understand is not simple at all, and then you put it up on Amazon and you hit publish. And that's it. I mean, you should also have a cover, you're going to want a blurb, and once you publish it, probably nobody's going to buy it unless you tell them about it. So I would say that the publishing model for indies really has 4 steps. You have writing, you have editing, you have the actual publishing itself, and then you have marketing. And you have to do each and every one of these steps. Now, if you're on the trad side, you're not going to have to do each of these steps. You're going to have to do the first one, you're going to have to write it, and you're going to have to do the last one, you're going to have to market it, which is something that a lot of traditional publishing companies don't really want to admit. They rely almost entirely on the author themselves to actually push their book. Most publishing companies have effectively a zero budget for ads, a zero budget for promotion, a zero budget for anything relating to marketing, and they are really just hoping that you sell a couple of copies and the book is good enough that it takes off. Now, I want to be fair. Publishing companies do what they can, but more often than not, they're spending so much money in other places, in the administration and the distribution, that things like editing and things like marketing just aren't quite up to snuff. In fact, we've been seeing this increasing trend in the editing for traditional companies really going downhill. But that's for another video. So let's talk about the model. How does it actually work? What do you have to do? Well, the first thing you have to do, as I always say, is you have to write the book. You have to write the thing. And once it's written, indies typically go through an editing process. But unlike a traditional model where you send it off to a developmental editor, they send it back, you make corrections, you send it to them again, they make corrections, they send it back, you make corrections again, you send it back, they say, yeah, this is okay, and then it goes to your line and copy edits. Editing for the indie is done yourself. You just sit down and you edit the book you just wrote. Typically, that is going to mean going through it line by line, trying to do your best to catch any spelling mistakes, catch any grammar errors, and then fix the story if there are problems with it. And so editing can take as long or as little time as you want. My process is pretty aggressive, and so I tend to edit in a very short amount of time. But I also am editing constantly as I'm writing, which means that by the time I get to the end of the book, the amount of editing that I need is not actually that large. Now, I am also going through this editing process with a traditional publisher, and so I'm engaged in the developmental edit. And after I'm finished with it, I might make a video talking about my experience. But once you've written the book and once you've edited the book, at that point, you're going to take it to Amazon. Now, you don't have to take it to Amazon. You can take it other places. If you don't like Amazon, no worries. But most people publish through Amazon because it's so unbelievably easy. You make an account with KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. And then once you're there, you upload your manuscript, you upload your cover, you upload a blurb to tell people about the book, you add some keywords that you think are relevant to your story, you decide how much it's going to cost, and that's it. You hit publish. And then in a couple of days after they've had a chance to check over it, it pops up and it just appears on Amazon. And you can put it in different formats too. You can have it do an ebook, you can have it do a print book, and you can even link your audiobook once it's finished. And then Amazon tracks the sales and pays you your royalty. Except that unless you include this fourth step, you're not going to be making any money. And that is marketing. You have to go out and tell people about your book, which I know is very scary, and it's kind of counterintuitive, right? You think to yourself, well, I'm a writer, I'm not a marketer. I don't want to be running ads. I don't want to be telling people about my book. I don't want to be doing any of that stuff. I want to be writing. Unfortunately, regardless of which side of the fence you're on, whether you're indie or you're trad, doesn't matter. You're the one who's going to have to market your book. Nobody's going to do it for you. You have to be the person who decides how you're going to represent it, how you're going to tell people about it. You have to be the person who engages in groups. You have to do all of the promotion for it. Now, I've talked a little bit before about how I think that you really shouldn't be doing heavy promotion or running ads until you have between 4 and 6 books out, and I stand by that. I think that it's kind of a waste of time before that because of the cost of customer acquisition. But again, I'm going to probably make a more detailed video on marketing strategy and stuff down the road. If you have questions about it, definitely let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to hit those when I get to that video. But it's important to understand that books, especially a first book, won't just spontaneously sell. In fact, the average number of books an author sells is less than 2,000. And that's over the entire lifetime of the book. There are a lot of books that just sell 0, which is really kind of frustrating if you're a new author. But coming into it with the appropriate mindset, understanding that it's a hill to climb, I think is really helpful. But once you've started marketing, that's really it, except that you have to go and start over again. You have to write the next book, you have to edit the next book, you have to publish the next book, and you have to market the next book over and over and over again. I think we often like to think of creative jobs as like this cool free thing where you just get to make your art and put it out into the world for people to appreciate. But at the end of the day, it is a job. If you want to make a living selling books, you have to sell books, which means that you have to take actions that are going to result in the sale of a book. And the 4 actions that I just listed here, again, writing, editing, publishing, and promoting, those are the things that are going to get you to the point where you can actually make a living writing. Anyway, I feel like I'm starting to ramble. So if you have any questions about any of this, you want clarification on any step of that process, let me know down in the description below. Also, if you're looking for covers for your books, I'm going to put a link in the description below, and you can check out the artist I used on Fiverr. She did fantastic work.